We have Taylor Burke with sports. So Taylor, our basketball team's doing big things.
Yeah, they are. They made history this weekend, and we're going to tell you all about that coming up in sports. The Trojans men's basketball team all they needed to do was win, and it would make history. Saturday night, they did just that. The Trojans defeated the Red Wolves of Arkansas State to clinch the school's first ever Sun Belt Conference championship. Troy defeated ASU by a score of 64-57 to also take the first seed of the Sun Belt Conference tournament. Coach Don Maestri with his thoughts on the Trojans' huge weekend.
Obviously, it was a great weekend for us. We had 2 games on the road in Arkansas. We had to win both of the games. And in the first game against Little Rock, we were down 18 in the second half, so we had a miracle win. And then we really played outstanding ball in the second game against Arkansas State.
Number 1 seed, Troy gets a bye in the first round, but will take on the winner between the number 8 Florida Atlantic and the number 9 South Alabama. The matchup is scheduled for Sunday at 6:45. The Troy University women's basketball team finished their regular season on a high, snapping an 8-game losing streak with a 75-69 victory over Arkansas State on Saturday. The Trojans were led by senior Brittany Davis with 21 points. Freshman Sophie Kleeman added 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. With the victory, Troy moved from a possible 12th seed in the upcoming Sun Belt Conference tournament to the 9th seed overall. With Troy's victory, the final regular season record stands at 12-16 overall and 5-13 in the Sun Belt.
We played a tough team in Arkansas Little Rock at their place, played them very tough. They won the regular season championship and did a lot of good things. We built on those good things with a big win over Arkansas State on Saturday at Arkansas State, which closed out our regular season. So we're going into the conference tournament feeling pretty good about ourselves.
Troy will face ace-seeded Arkansas State in a rematch of the first round of the tournament action on Saturday. The Troy University women's indoor track and field team concluded the indoor season with a 5th-place finish overall in the conference championship over the weekend. Freshmen Veronica Bryant and Jacourtney Alexander won a pair of medals at their first conference meet. Each of the athletes won individually and then teamed together in the relay competition to win another medal. Alexander's silver medal run of 56.11 seconds in the 400-meter dash broke a school record. Her performance was also good enough to win her Freshman of the Year honors. Alexander was also part of the silver medal by the 4x400-meter relay team along with Ariel Cavasso. Veronica Bryant and Capri Hockaday, their second-place time of 3 minutes and 56 seconds was the fastest of the season for the Trojans, and it tied for the 3rd fastest time in school history.
You can't go without recognizing Jacourtney Alexander. She was named Freshman of the Year for her performance. She was second in the 400 meters and ran 56.01. That's pretty impressive, and behind a repeat conference champion. She also went into the finals in the 200 with the fastest time of anyone.
The Trojans will return to action after spring break to start the outdoor season. The Trojan softball team wrapped up a trip to Birmingham with a victory against the host team Samford in the Magic City Classic. Troy defeated the Samford Bulldogs 9-6 on Sunday. Kayla Moore led the Trojans with 3 hits and 2 runs scored. Hayden Ginn added 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. Ashlyn Williams picked up the win, tying the school record for wins in a career. Williams gave up just 2 runs on 6 hits and struck out 6. Troy's one loss on the weekend came against UAB, but head coach Melanie Davis says that helped them later on in the tournament.
Use the lessons learned from that event to bounce back and beat a couple of scrappy teams, talented teams in Nicholls State, as well as Samford. So winning 3 out of 4 was okay on the weekend. Of course, it's tough to lose to an in-state rival, but we get a chance to play them again a couple times at their new field and facility late in the season. So we'll hope to regroup and do a better job against them at that time.
The Trojans will be back in action tomorrow when they open up Sun Belt play at home against Middle Tennessee. The Blue Raiders will come into town for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. at the Trojan Softball Complex. The second game of the series will be played at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. The basketball teams weren't the only ones to make the trip to Arkansas this weekend. Only the baseball team's trip wasn't as successful. The Trojans took on the Arkansas Razorbacks in a 3-game series over the weekend. Troy dropped all 3 games, losing 10-1 in Game 1, 10-8 in Game 2 and wrapping up the weekend with a 7-6 loss to the Hogs on Sunday. Troy was supposed to play Jacksonville State tonight, but that game has been postponed due to the threat of inclement weather to March 23rd. The Trojan men's tennis team had a busy weekend at home, taking on a pair of teams Friday and Saturday. Just days after being ranked in the ITA Top 75, the Trojans fell to Winthrop 4-3 Friday night. Then the Trojans took on Sunbelt Conference foe Louisiana Lafayette on Saturday. Troy rebounded with a victory against the Ragin' Cajuns, winning 4-3. The Trojans returned to action at home against Southern Miss at the Lungsford Tennis Complex. So, Jasmine, as you can see, if you're a Trojan sports fan, this was the weekend for you, and our basketball team is doing some great things.
Okay, thank you, Taylor. Coming up on TrojanVision News